We're going to listen to Amelia Rose's story in a second here and look at her different posts that she's been putting, because this would also say that there was more than one woman there. Supposedly, Hitmaker also had a theory that the same exact woman that was involved in Pop Smoke's killing was involved in his home invasion. The kicker to that is they have two different faces. Amelia Rose looks completely different from Talia Hilly. So before we get into Amelia's particular insight on things, I want you guys to listen to Hitmaker real quick, as he said that someone, was in the same home invasion, or should I say was involved in the same home invasion. Where we at here?
She was sharing a location. It was 3 guys with guns and like that trying to come and kick in my crib. And the crazy thing is, like, when it was happening, instead of her being like a girl in the midst of a home invasion, like I was, like she was fighting me.
As people trying to get to your crib?
Yeah, bro. It was yo, bro. I'm still dealing with PTSD from that. Here go the craziest. So casually, like, I'm cool with Pop Smoke girlfriend or whatever. She had hit me like, yo, like.
Tell me it's the same dude.
Yeah, man, dog. Yeah, bro.
That's crazy.
Yet another reason to settle down with one woman and mind your damn business. Out here with all these randoms, they tell you don't speak to strangers, don't sleep with them either.
All right, another thing that he talked about was...
Okay, so real quick, let's take a look at who Talia Tilly is, the quote-unquote said female that Hitmaker is talking about, right? You know what? I'm going to bring myself over here real quick, so we can actually take a look at some things here. All right. So again, this is I'm hopefully I'm saying her name right, Talia Tilly. Talia Tilly did her own little untold stories. Oops, didn't want to do that. Did her own little untold stories on Hitmaker in the incident, right? So she did confirm that she was actually there. Now, here's the kicker. Hitmaker says that this same woman was also involved in Pop Smoke's killing. Amelia Rose would also go to say that Mike D was talking to a black woman when this all happened. In a video here, there was a video made that fans had pretty much put together the reasons why they thought Mike D was the actual backdoor guy. Let me play that here for you. And you're going to see some clues here to let you know pretty much why they even said this. Let me put myself away here. This is Mike D's post. This is Mike D flexing with Pop Smoke's money. Mike in front of the car. Now, this is the actual picture that supposedly the killers were looking at. This is one of the pictures supposedly that the killers were looking at when they realized what house Pop Smoke was at. As you can see in the back, you have the 033. You only have to look up, what else is that, what the rest of that address might even be if you're in LA. So they pretty much pinpointed to 2033 Hercules Drive. The 2 is pretty much almost sticking out there as well. Exactly. That's another thing. This picture came from Mike D's page. It did not come from Pop Smoke's. Fans comment the actual address. Then you post the Amiri with the address again. This was the biggest teller to me of them all. Because one, you can say, okay, the address picture where you're right in front of the home, I get it. That one can be accidental. This particular picture is not accidental. Mike wanted someone to see this address. Why would you post an Amiri tag with the entire address? And there's Mike D deflecting it, of course. His brother claims he left. This was a huge one here. I left his house at 3 a.m. in the morning. How did he leave the house at 3 o'clock in the morning? Here's the thing. Pop Smoke was supposedly murdered at 4:30 in the morning when the call was made. So here's where you have to put your thinking caps on just a little bit, okay? The call was made at 4:30 in the morning. Mike says he just left the house at 3 a.m. As you see here, it was an hour and 43 minutes later that he had posted it. But Pop hadn't died yet. Pop hadn't get gunned down yet. And Mike had already made the post. That's why fans think Mike had something to do with it. Because how do you make a poll post about, oh, I was just with him at 3 a.m. And the murder wasn't said until 4:30 in the morning. He posted at an hour and 43 minutes prior to Pop's killing. He was already back. He was already back in New York. Think about that. Mike was already back in New York at 4:30 in the morning. Now, let's listen to Miss Amelia, or should I say, let's look at Amelia Rose's posts. Because she has some very interesting ones here. Probably need to bring this one up a little bit bigger. Okay. All right. So, let me just bring it back over here. I knew I was going to use the bigger screen today. It's fine. I'll take myself down. All right. So, it's kind of small. They don't allow you to save some of these pictures, so I'll just read it for you guys. Only after 4 months, I realized that the person from New York who was at the studio that night was involved in this. The woman I'm talking about is from New York, too. I want to close this story. I want to start a new life. But I'm afraid for my life because they know that I know. I'm scared to go to trial. Every day for 3 years, I've been afraid for my life. They are watching me. They want to find me and take my life. That's the only reason I even started talking. This is Amelia Rose. This is the actual woman that was dating and with Pop Smoke the time he was murdered. Which pretty much confirms part of her story where she says Mike was talking to another woman and specifically said it was another black woman. Which would also confirm what Hitmaker was saying when he said that the same woman was also there and involved in Pop Smoke's home invasion. Which lets us know that Talia Tilly was the actual black woman that Amelia was talking about, that Mike was talking to. Now, how do we know that? From an actual post. Where is it? Where is it? Going to play here Amelia's little story here.
Swear, after all shit what I have, he just have 4 years. Was not robbery. They come to kill us. Everything was so fast. They didn't ask about money, and he just have 4 years. How I can feel safe in LA after 4 years? This is so crazy. I feel so upset. This is so huge pain, and he will just have 4 years after all this shit. I'm trying to I can't believe. It's make me feel super sad. They take his life. They crash my life in just 4 years. I was so in shock. This is impossible. I have hysterical. What pain I have, and he have just 4 years. This is so crazy. I can't believe what I read. How it's possible? We all have our life, our dreams. And then boom, and you don't have your life. No dreams. No nothing. And then this person.
Okay. So she was pretty much distraught about the 4 years that Blockstar was sentenced to. Now, on Hip Hop Homicide, she would go and divulge her damn near entire story about what actually happened that evening. But now let us get into Hip Hop Homicides. Actually, before we get into Hip Hop Homicides, this is the clip I wanted to play you guys where you can literally see Amelia saying that she's seen Mike D acting very strange that evening, as well as can pinpoint that there was a different woman there.
So it's right around the same time. It's ironic that I'm actually doing this video. Reports say he was ambushed while in LA in an Airbnb, Hollywood Hills, when 4 suspects broke in the house and shot Pop Smoke and then quickly left the house, right? No robbery attempt. They didn't want a thing from him, just ran in the house and killed Pop Smoke and ran out with just no harm, no nothing. And that was that. Now, there's a mysterious woman that was present in the house along with Mike D, who was Pop Smoke's childhood best friend, who also took pictures early in the day, in which people are alleging that was one of the ways the suspects were able to locate Pop Smoke due to the address of the Airbnb being in the photo that Mike D posted to his Instagram account. Now, it was also being suspected that they were able to get Pop Smoke's location due to an Instagram story that Pop Smoke put out that same day that included a package from the brand designer Mike Amelia that also included his location as well, right? Now, with all the theories floating around as to how Pop Smoke was killed, how his location was given out, and out of all places, being killed in Hollywood Hills, right? Where nothing really happens, this mysterious woman covered in a white sheet that was seen in the infamous video of Pop Smoke's lifeless body being carried out of the home finally decides to speak up on what she witnessed that day, and she's pointing fingers at Pop Smoke's best friend, Mikey D. All right, she's saying like he's one of the suspects. So we're going to get into all that and talk about some statements she released via Instagram. And, I want to hear you guys' opinion, what y'all think on it when the video is done. So stay tuned, because what she says is kind of interesting. And I'm not saying I believe her 100%, right? However, she was there. That's a fact. We know she was there. And if you are a longtime member of the Hookah family, then y'all know the video I did on this already in the past. I stated that something did not sound right about what we're being told that happened that night. All right, and we're gonna talk about all that. So let's just get into it, man. But before we do, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Now watch this, right? We'll read Miss Amelia's post here in the back.
What it is for you, and it's inevitable. Detectives are sure that someone from the house was in control of the situation. See, things are getting sticky now. Now it says, tell everyone the truth. What it is inside job. Tell all his friends who else is involved in his death, because they are now still free. Fake b.l.a.c, you know the rest. I hate you, burn in hell. You thought I'd be silent. I'm not going to be silent anymore. I will never forgive you for all the word that you said to me that night. So she can't really speak too much English. Oh, and then the last slide, she got a picture of Pop Smoke, and she captioned it this. She said, quote, I'm still crying about you, real Pop Smoke. I still remember your smile and laughter. You were a wonderful person. You were a gentleman, a romantic gangster. I will never forget you. My heart is broken, and I'll probably live all my life with this pain. Thank you for coming to me in my dreams and telling me to be strong. How I want someone to tell me that all this is a terrible dream. I still can't believe that this happened. I'm so angry that they took the life of such a talented guy. I will fight for justice and truth. So I don't know how true her information is, but she's alleging that
Now, I want to read this post here while it's pretty much up. So, you are so fake. I'm sure you are involved in what happened. Your reaction and everything you did that night was so weird. When we were on our way home, you were so nervous. She's talking about Mike D here. You were texting someone the whole time. When we got home, you were talking to someone on the phone. Maybe you will tell everyone the truth. Who was the black woman who did setup? Who was the black woman that did the setup? Who are the people involved in his murder? You know everything. I saw everything. When Pop was talking to someone on the phone, you went to look out the window. I remember how you looked out the window and wrote to someone. It is from this window that you can see the stairs along which they climbed to the second floor. So pretty much where Mike was standing and texting to someone and looking out, he literally can see if someone was even coming in at all. Almost as if he was the one that was going to be signaling for them to come in. Doesn't it sound like that? I remember how you looked out the window and wrote to someone. It is from this window that you can see the stairs along which they climbed to the second floor. 2 rooms overlook this balcony, and I wonder how they knew which room to go to. I'm sure, Mike, that it was you who gave them the information. How did they know that we have no weapons and security? You saw them and did nothing. You had a chance to save us, but you did nothing. All these 2 years, I wanted to tell you that I hate you. You ruined my life with these people. A few minutes before the murder, you went outside and turned the alarm on. Maybe that's how you gave them a signal. Prison is waiting for you and it's inevitable. Detectives are sure that someone from the house was in control of the situation. Tell everyone the truth, what it is, an inside job. Tell all his friends who else is involved. Yeah. Of course, the fake bitch part you heard him say as well. So you see here, Amelia Rose thinks that Mike D was definitely the one who did the inside job of this. But again, confirms that there was a black woman that helped set him up, which we can then confirm with Hitmaker's story that it was Talia Tilly who was also here at the scene of the crime. So now we have two people. We have Mike and we have Talia Tilly, who pretty much orchestrated the hit for Pop Smoke. But now it leaves us to question why. So let's look at Hip Hop Homicide real quick.
As of 2022, there's been a staggering number of well-known or established rappers who've been murdered.
Nipsey Hussle was murdered.
We've had a chance to talk to Pop Smoke's longtime friend, Mike D.
People think what they want to think, I mean.
But there's still some questions that remain. However, I got some good news this morning. Our team was finally able to connect with Amelia Rose, the only person in the room at the time of Pop's murder, aside from the assailants. She agreed to speak with us today in her first TV interview since Pop's murder.
Hello, Amelia. First of all, we know this has been difficult, so we really do appreciate you speaking with us. Let's start at the beginning. When did you first meet Pop Smoke?
I will start talk slowly in Russian, and my friend will translate. В декабре меня позвал друг на фестиваль Rolling Loud 15 декабря.
To the festival Rolling Cloud in December, and I decided to go.
Я была на бэкстейдже на фестивале, и меня схватил за руку парень, которого я не знала. Он сказал, не хотела бы я с ним познакомиться. So, okay. So, I was in the studio, he recording some music. I remember how Pop was looking at me, and I was thinking about, oh my God, he's so beautiful. And I was on my way to my Uber, and he opens his window, and he said, do you want to go with me? And I'm like, wow, I like this Uber. I want to have a good night. I was in his car. I remember how when he was driving, it was like fly. And I thinking about like, wow, he drives so cool. Mike D, he was behind. And Mike, his face was nervous and he was messaging somebody nonstop.
Can you take me through what happened when you guys got back to the house?
Pop said he was going to upstairs. I'm sitting on the bed and I'm starting to take off my clothes. And he said, okay, I will come back. And he was going to restroom. So this was his last words. And this moment, it was like couple seconds. And I hear the noise. The guy was in the mask And his gun was like, look at me, you know? His eyes make me so scared. They run to the restroom. Pop scream, what? Like, Pop, I was touching his pulse and I didn't feel nothing. I opened the door and I started to scream like, Mike, they killed him, like, please call 911. And then he said, why, bitch, they didn't kill you? I said, me? Why me? And Mike,
Very telling right there. Mike said, why didn't they kill you? And judging from how she says it, it's a, bitch, why didn't they kill you? As if he was frustrated that she was still alive when Pop was dead. Someone's a little bit nervous that Amelia was still alive. Instead of being, you know, oh my God, what happened? Are you all right? They killed Pop. What? It's just, no, bitch, they should have killed you. And she's seen where Mike was the entire time.
I was in shock from his reaction. He started screaming like crazy, like, this bitch did, and put finger on me. He was started to be very aggressive, you know, in the moment. He started screaming like crazy, and I was so scared. And first of all, he know, like, Pop invited me. I didn't know address. I didn't do nothing wrong. He know, like, Pop invited me. It was so weird. This very, for me, it's so strange, all his reaction.
When it happened, there were people online who blamed you. And you said at the scene, there were people who blamed you. There might be people who say that you're blaming Mike so that people don't blame you. What would you say to those people?
I don't care what people say. True, on my side, I have everything. I don't need to explain everybody.
You think Mike had something to do with what happened to Pop?
I think about everything, how Mike moved. His reaction was so strange that day. I think, like, this was planning before, you know, somebody to give them all information.
Amelia certainly has her suspicions about Mike D's involvement. So it looks like we need to head back to Canarsie and give Mike one more chance to tell us his side. On to Amelia Rose's accusations.
Something happened to Pop. For some reason, people pointed at you.
Yes.
People then saw that the location was posted, thought, okay, that's how they got to where they got.
Yeah.
But since then, this girl, Amelia Rose, and other people have directly said that they feel like you had something to do with what happened to Pop Smoke. So there's an Instagram post. I have it for you in case you want.
I seen it.
You saw the Instagram post.
Yeah, I seen it.
She didn't see how someone could have gotten to the room where Pop was unless there was somebody on the inside that helped them out. And she basically said that it was you.
Listen, like I said, people gonna say what they wanna say, people gonna think what they wanna think. I know me, and if you know me, and anybody knows me, they know Pop is my dogs, my heart, so.
And this girl, Amelia Rose, ever want to pick up the phone and tell her what's on your mind or
No, I
shoot
don't.
back at her at the comments?
I don't know that person, so no, I don't.
Is there anything that you wish you would have done differently that night?
Wish I wasn't sleeping. What was it?
You wish you weren't sleeping. So that's another thing. In the supposed report, Mike said he was sleeping. And that he didn't know what was going on whatsoever, and he woke up to the gunshot. In Amelia's story, Mike was wide awake and looking out of a window texting someone. Mike was right there. Yes, Emil. What it do, Daily Bread? What it do? My bad. Yes, Emil. He has very nervous energy. That was another telling thing with this interview here. Mike being very fidgety. The eye contact was zero. He couldn't even look him in the eyes as he asked him this. Now, on the other side, on the flip side of the coin, you can say, oh, he's just, he's still petrified about, or should I say traumatized about, his friend from elementary school being killed. But needless to say, if we're going to really think about things, those chains, the clothes, one could say, okay, he's got, a little bit of money and some clothes left over from being with Pop Smoke, right? He's even an actor, right? But he's not necessarily a high paid actor. He's not a A-list actor, right? So if he's none of those things, and I mean, we all know Mike D is not necessarily rich, right? Correct? And if he's not, how does one have these pictures just 6 weeks ago? Looks like someone got paid off, didn't they? Looks like someone is living a pretty okay life after Pop Smoke's died. As much as I want to say that these are old videos of you and Pop hanging together, there's too many telling things that tells me they're new. So if there are too many things telling me that this is new money that you've come across, and the rest of the Wu are not necessarily living like this. This is starting to tell me that someone was definitely paid for the murder of Pop Smoke.